Jewish people were the people that God had chosen to reveal himself to, and through them then to reveal himself to the rest of the world. They never had any images of God because that was forbidden in the Ten Commandments. In fact, the Romans thought the Jews were terrible pagans because they had no images of God, whereas all the other nations had many gods and they would make many images to them. But God had a far better idea. He himself would step into history in the person of Jesus. And Jesus came to show us exactly who God is. Colossians 1:15 says, "The Son is the image of the invisible God." When Jesus was speaking with his followers before his death, he said to them this is in John 14:7, "If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on you do know him and you have seen him." And a little further down, "Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father." While God had been revealing himself bit by bit to the Jewish people, he finally came with full revelation in Jesus. Now, Jesus coming into the world was no surprise. He'd been prophesied for a long, long time. In about 600 BC, Isaiah had written this, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." And then 400 years before Jesus' birth, the prophet Micah wrote this, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are of old." So even the place of Jesus' birth was prophesied 400 years before he was born. Now that's only two of just hundreds of prophecies of the coming of Jesus Christ. His coming into the world was God's planning and it was God's timing. He sent John the Baptist ahead to get people's hearts ready to receive Jesus. And then the timing was at a time when Rome had secured the whole area around the Mediterranean. So travel could be easy, communication could be easy right through that whole area. Jesus came to show us who God is. But he also came with the purpose of dealing with our situation, our disobedience, our sicknesses of mind, spirit and body. When the announcement of the birth was made to the shepherds, they were told that a Saviour had been born to them. Amazing though it is that Jesus was willing to leave the glory of heaven and come to live this life, the story can't just stop there at the birth. Jesus was destined to spend his life here amongst us, healing people, setting them free from spiritual bondages. He gave those who were looked down upon, he gave them a new understanding of how they were loved and just as important as everyone else. But he also had to go to the cross to pay for our disobedience. And this, of course, is the only thing that can save us from the judgment of God. It's a wonderful thing that the birth was first announced to shepherds. These were the bottom rung of society. Because of their job, they were always seen as unclean, therefore they couldn't take part in temple worship. And yet it's to these despised ones that the angel came with the message, the first ones to know of the birth of Jesus. And not only did they get a message from an angel, they then got a whole choir of angels to sing. And so it must have been the most amazing experience. It shows us the message is clear. God cares for everyone, no matter our status. Jesus coming to this earth is the most momentous event in all history. It was planned by God, his timing was just right. The Christian faith stands on the understanding that Jesus was God. Not just a prophet, not just a good man, he was God. And this is why Christianity is different from every other world religion. In fact, it's not a religion, it's a relationship with a living God. God has made us with an emptiness inside of us, an emptiness in our soul that really can only be filled by him. And this is why people seek for a God and they make up their gods. But unless they know Jesus, they'll be seeking in all the wrong places. Others may have heard the message of Jesus, but they reject it because they don't want to be obedient, they don't want to be accountable. They would rather work all things out for themselves. The carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem, has this verse. How silently the wondrous gift is given. So God imparts to human hearts the blessings of his heaven. No ear may hear his coming, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive him still, the dear Christ enters in. In the midst of our Christmas celebrations, let's not forget the amazing thing that God has done for us. If you've never invited Jesus to be Lord of your life, then this might be a good time to recognise what he's done for us. He came in humility and love. He showed us that God the Father cares about every person, no matter who they are. And he's paid the price of our disobedience so that we can be free to be in the Father's presence, both here and in the life to come. May you know the true peace and joy that Jesus can bring into our lives.
Joy has dawned upon the world, promise from creation, God's salvation now unfurled, hope for every nation, not with fanfares from above, not with scenes of glory, but a humble gift of love, Jesus born of Mary. Sounds of wonder fill the sky with the songs of angels, as the mighty Prince of Light shelters in a stable, hangs the set each star in place, shape the earth in darkness, cling now to our mother's breast, vulnerable and helpless. Shepherds bow before the Lamb, gazing at the glory, gifts of men from distant lands prophesy the story. Golden King is born today, since God is with us, but his death will make a way, and by his blood he'll win us. Son of Adam, son of heaven, given as a ransom, reconciling God and man, Christ our mighty champion, born a Savior, what a friend, what a glorious mystery, once a babe in Bethlehem, now